Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to our very first episode of Whiskey Wednesday. This is a show where we talk about horses, rescue, with no BS. I'm Steven.
I'm Wendy.
And we're going to start the episode off here with a nice glass of whiskey. So we've been working the farm all day, and we're each drinking something a little different. We're going to tell you what we're drinking and why we like it. Wendy, how about you go first?
So I am drinking Sassenach. It is a blended Scotch whiskey, which is going to kind of go in to talk about our name as well and why this is one of my favorites. But this is actually straight out of Scotland, and I really love the taste of it. I love how smooth it is and just really like it.
All right, and I am drinking Basil Hayden. This is a Kentucky straight bourbon. I'm drinking mine neat. And this is an incredibly smooth whiskey. I like this is my go-to if I'm out, and more times than not when I'm home as well. So here's to our first episode. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. So this first episode, we're going to cover some frequently asked questions. For those of you that know us, you may know some of the answers here. If you don't know us, this is, we think, a great way to get to know us and understand kind of who we are and what we do. So our first question, and you can answer this one, Wendy. Where did your name come from, and what does it mean?
So the name kind of has to do with the whiskey. So years ago, there was a series of books by the author Diana Gabaldon that was made into a TV series called Outlander. And in one of the episodes, there is a poem by Robert Burns. And the poem essentially is talking about the taxation of whiskey and how the Scottish people rebelled against it. And one of the lines in the book is, "Gang ye all together, freedom and whiskey." And I really resonated with that because it was about the Scottish people kind of going up against the system and going up against, to do the right thing. And when we were looking for a name for the rescue, we wanted something that would be, we were standing for something. We were going to help the rescue. We were going to help these animals that didn't have a voice. So it just kind of came together when I was thinking about it and thought, you know what, freedom and whiskey. I mean, it's about the freedom of the horses, and it's about ganging together and being that advocate, that voice, that battle cry for the horses, just like it was in the poem.
And we had spent months trying to come up with a name for the farm. And this actually even predates the 501c3 rescue. We had notebook pages full of names, possible names that we just couldn't agree on. They didn't sound right. They weren't catchy enough. And then we were watching TV one night, and we heard this. It was just said on screen, and it clicked. We both looked at each other and we're like, it's got to be that. So that's the name. It's a bit unusual. It's a bit unique in the space, but it is a guaranteed conversation starter everywhere we go. People hear it. They want to know more. And that leads us to our very next question, which is, do you make or sell whiskey? This was probably a bit of a short-sighted aspect to choosing a name, is having something like that. Whiskey is has been such a trendy thing. Lots of people very interested in it. So that is the number one question I get asked when I'm out and about. People see the logo on my shirt or a business card is, do you make or sell whiskey, and how do I get it? So the answer is no. We do not make or sell whiskey.
We just drink it.
Yeah, we just drink a lot of it. You have to own as many horses as we do here. So no, we do not make it. We have actually started exploring the process of talking to distillers about working with them to actually make a branded bottle or a special blend for the farm. So if you are in that field, if you know somebody in that field, if you have any influence there, we would love to have that conversation and potentially add that to what we do here at the farm. But yes, that's where the name comes from. That's the number one question that we get asked. And I love having the conversation every time it comes up. All right, our next question, where do you get the horses from? That's a question we get asked probably on a weekly basis. But Wendy, where do we get our horses from?
So the horses come from a variety of, different areas. Owner surrender, which is the most common, and then law enforcement seizures, and then finally we do some auctions. And this is a controversial subject on whether rescues should be getting horses from auctions, in particular kill auctions. So it's a very controversial subject, one that when we originally started, we did pull horses from kill auctions. But now that we've become better educated with the industry and how kill auctions actually are feeding into the pipeline and feeding into the system, we've chosen not to go to those particular kill auctions, or kill buyers as they're referred to, and choose to try and work to prevent horses from getting into that pipeline by getting them before they get to that auction. So we do that by specifically owner surrenders, and by helping owners have a safe place that they can surrender their horses to, so that they don't end up into those slaughter pipelines.
All right, next question. How can we help you do what you do? When people learn about Freedom and Whiskey, Equine Rescue, when we're having a conversation, we're out in public, people get jazzed up about it. And a lot of people really connect with the animal rescue aspect of what we do. And then there's a whole other group of people that really connect with the fact that it's horses and or donkeys that we rescue. It's a fascinating topic for people, and they often want to know how they can help. What can they do? And so there's a couple of ways that you can help us if you're interested. I'll cover one of them, and I'll let Wendy talk about the other. We are a donation-run operation. So we have been rescuing horses for almost 12 years now. And this actually well predates the 501c3 nonprofit as well. We started about 12 years ago with the rescue of a miniature donkey. We actually raised a bunch of money with some other friends, family, and other horse enthusiasts. And we saved over 100 miniature donkeys that were being loaded into boxcars to be taken to Mexico for slaughter. So that's where it started. That was out of our own pockets. That was just out of the goodness of our hearts and the fact that we love these animals. So we ended up with one of those animals as a thank you for that rescue effort. And it kind of snowballed from there. Once you have one, what's the harm in adding another one? And for 12 years, we've basically thought like that. We started the rescue itself a little over 2 years ago. And we just gotten to a point where we were rescuing so many horses out of our own pocket that we thought, you know what, this is great. We understand that this is what we want to do. This is how we want to make an impact in our community and for the state and the animals. And we decided that we needed to form a nonprofit so that we could ask for outside help in expanding what we can do here, increasing the number of horses that we can impact, and to be able to provide a higher level of care for the animals. So, for 10 years, again, we did this all out of our own pocket with absolutely no outside help. We don't take any paycheck or pay from the rescue at all. So donations make a world of difference. If you're in a position for a one-time donation, if you could do a recurring donation, every single dollar helps. And we have recurring donations all up and down the scale that really help us do what we do every single day. That's probably number one. Without the funds, we're not able to rescue. We're not able to provide feed or care or medical treatment for animals that need it. So that's my number one answer. If you're interested in helping, if you're not able to do this kind of work yourself, maybe this is kind of a passion of yours, but you just don't have the property for it, you don't have the know-how, you can make a huge difference with your wallet by donating to us. So how else can they help, Wendy?
So there's two other ways that people can help as well. Volunteerism, and we do have volunteers. And what we do is a volunteer orientation day where we come down and kind of introduce you to the barn and what we do, introduce you to the horses. And then if we haven't completely scared you off with the orientation, we set up a schedule and we have you come out where we actually walk you through the steps and show you the horses, what it takes to maintain them, everything from feeding them to grooming them to cleaning, and all of that, and really what it takes to keep, a barn of 10 horses going right now. And then the other one that you can do to help is just share our social media. Just post it on your TikTok, your Facebook, your Instagram. Help spread the word, help get our name out there, help spread our, videos and everything. That helps us by getting our name out there, which in turns hopefully means donations. Because, as Stephen said, donations are the key to what we have to do. Monthly expenses for these horses can get pretty expensive. And God forbid if there's an accident or one of them needs medical intervention, then obviously that cost goes up from there. So the 3 ways is donation, volunteerism, and just spreading the word.
Awesome. So that wraps up our very first Whiskey Wednesday episode. We want to thank everybody for all of your support, all of you that support us today, that like and follow our content on social media. As you just heard, that is one way that you can help us at absolutely no cost or expense to yourself. And I do want to give a quick shout out real quick to Virginia. She is helping us make this video. She's running our social media for the summer. There'll be a post from her coming out on social media probably in the next week or so to introduce herself. But her volunteering to help us as part of her capstone project for college is just another great way that people can help us do what we do. And she's fulfilling a goal for herself as well. So thank you, Virginia, for what you're doing. Thank you for putting this together and helping us out.
And also to our volunteers.
Absolutely.
I mean, we definitely have to give a shout out. What you guys probably don't see behind the camera right now is we actually have a volunteer that's behind us right now that's actually cleaning stalls and helping us out while we do this. So definitely a shout out to the volunteers.
Absolutely. For all of you that come, and even for those who haven't been here in a while, thank you for doing what you do.
Yeah.
It allows us to do stuff like this and helps us get the name out and take care of these animals while socializing them as well. So thank you for making this first episode exciting to do, and we hope to put these out on a weekly basis moving forward. So until then, enjoy a glass of whiskey and stay cool.